The penance of Dashanan and the ownership of Lanka. To acquire Lanka again, it was necessary for Dasagriv to become more powerful than Kuber. He couldn't think of any other way to acquire divine powers than to impress Prajapita Brahmaji with his penance. Thus, he went to Gokarna with his brothers and immersed himself in worshipping Brahmaji through penance. To satisfy the creator of the universe, the three brothers started doing harsh penance for 10,000 years. Kumbhakarna started doing penance in extreme hot weather with fire around him from all sides. When it would be extremely cold during winter, he would sit on the icy water of the lake and perform penance. And during the rainy season, he would continuously worship Brahmaji sitting on the ground. Younger brother Vibhishan started doing penance on one leg. After doing this for 5,000 years, he then lifted his hands and face up and increased the magnitude of his sufferings. With the dream of becoming the Lanka Naresh, penance of Dashanan was going to be even more harsh than his brothers. Dashanan worshipped Brahmaji sitting in front of a Havan Kund without eating or drinking anything for 10,000 years. After every 1,000 years, he would cut one of his heads and offer it as an oblation in the Yajna Kunda. In this way, he had offered his 9 heads to the fire in 9,000 years. As soon as 10,000 years were over, Dasagriv was about to cut his last head, but Brahmaji was satisfied with their harsh penance and appeared in front of them. Prajapita told Dasagriv to ask for anything other than immortality. Dasagriv bowed in front of Brahmaji and said,
"O Prajapita, if you can't bless me with immortality, then give me a boon that I may never be killed by Naga, Garuda, Devta, Yaksha and Danav. I don't care about the humans. They are nothing more than a little crane to me."
Brahmaji immediately said, "Tathastu," and blessed him with his desired boon. Apart from this, he also returned the 9 heads which Dashanan had offered as oblations. Even after granting him these boons, Prajapita Brahmaji was so happy with Dashanan that he decided to give him one more boon and blessed him with his unique desired wish of being able to assume any form. After this, he blessed Vibhishan such that even after being of Asur lineage, he would acquire the knowledge of all Vedas and Brahma Shastra. Other than this, he also blessed Vibhishan to become a Chiranjeevi and to always walk on the path of Dharma. At last, when he was about to ask Kumbhakarna about his desired wish, the Devatas pleaded him to not grant any wish to Kumbhakarna. They told Brahmaji about how Kumbhakarna had eaten the 7 Apsaras of Nandanvan, many Rishi Munis and servants of Devraj Indra too. And if he was granted a boon, he would create even more tumult and upheaval. Listening to this, Brahmaji invoked Saraswati, the Devi of speech, and asked her to sit on the tongue of Kumbhakarna and make him talk according to the wish of Devtas. As per the order of Brahmaji, Devi Saraswati sat on the tongue of Kumbhakarna, and when Brahmaji asked him, she made Kumbhakarna say this,
"Let me be asleep for many years."
Brahmaji immediately said, "Tathastu," and granted him his wish. When Brahmaji left and Kumbhakarna became free from the effect of Saraswati, he became very upset with his boon. In this way, obtaining different boons, the 3 brothers first went to their mother Kaikasi and then went to Patal Lok to their grandfather Sumali to receive their blessings. After Dashanan had acquired the boon of not being defeated, Rakshasas were not frightened of anyone anymore. Thus, Malyavan and Somali came out of Patal Lok with his 4 sons and army generals named Prahasta, Marich, Mahodar, and Virupaksha. Somali hugged his grandson Dashanan and said,
Oh son, we were forced to hide in Patal Lok because of the fear of Vishnu. But now, because of your boon, all fear has come to an end. Thus, it is now time that we take our dear Lanka back from your half-brother Kuber. Although he is your brother, you should not hesitate in using Sam, Dam, or even power.
Ravan agreed to this and started preparing his army to attack Lanka. He sent Prahasta with the proposition to make Kuber surrender. Listening to the proposition, Kuber said, answering it, O messenger, Ravan is my dear younger brother. Whatever belongs to me belongs to him too. If he wants, then I'm ready to give the throne of Lanka to him. But first, I have to discuss this with my father, Maharshi Vishrava. Saying this, Kuber left for the hermitage of Vishravaji. Vishravaji was aware about the powers of Ravan after he had acquired the boons of being undefeated from Brahmaji. Therefore, to prevent bloodshed between his sons, he advised Kuber to give up land and build a city named Alkapuri near Mount Kailash. In this way, without any war or bloodshed, Ravan again established the Asur Empire in Lanka. Somali, Prahasta, and other Rakshasas did the coronation of Ravan under the protection of Mata Kaikasi. Also, Malyavan, the elder brother of Somali and the former king of Lanka, was appointed the main advisor of Ravan. A lot of us believe that Ravan defeated Kuber in a terrifying battle and usurped Lanka and Pushpak Viman from him. Perhaps this war did take place, but not during the time when Ravan ascended the throne of Lanka, but some years later. In this war, Ravan attacked Alkapuri and after defeating Kuber, usurped his Pushpak Viman. We will narrate that story some other time, but until then, stay connected with the Sutradhar family for many more stories.